There comes a point in every platinum run where you stop asking, how close am I? And you start asking, why am I doing this to myself? Maybe it's a broken mechanic. Maybe it's a pure RNG trophy. Or maybe it's just the devs trolling you with one last miserable grind. Whatever the case, some trophies don't feel like accomplishments. They feel like psychological experiments. But these 5, these are the ones I regret hunting the most. Hey, I'm Jovi, and I hunt platinum trophies. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's pain. It's mostly pain. Elden Ring Night Rain. Shifting Earth. Elden Ring Night Rain started out strong. I was into the combat, I was into the world, I was into the overall feeling of it. And then came this trophy, Shifting Earth. Sounds epic, right? Like some grand game-changing mechanic. And it is, the first time. Early in the story, you're introduced to these Shifting Earth events that literally reshape the map, opening up a new hidden area. It felt like a glimpse into something mysterious and exciting. But after the first time you see it, nothing. Literally nothing. They don't appear on the map. There's no tracker, no consistent pattern. The whole thing is RNG based and completely random. And I needed one specific version of that map to spawn. So I did what any determined, slightly broken trophy hunter would do. I loaded in the map, and then I quit. And then I loaded in the map again, and then I quit. And I did that over 50 times until I finally got the specific map that I needed. Except the pain didn't stop there. To reach the area tied to the trophy, you have to defeat 2 specific bosses on the map. I made it to them, I fought hard, and then I lost, which meant I had to go back to loading in games and quitting after trying for so long. Eventually I did it. I got the map to spawn, I beat the bosses, and I earned the trophy. But there was really no celebration, just burnout. I mean, look how frustrated I was at the end of this. Please work. That's it. Never touching this game again. AEW, Fight Forever. Living the wrestler's life. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't even watch AEW. I'm more of a casual WWE fan, and even then, just barely. So why did I go for the platinum on AEW Fight Forever? I honestly couldn't tell you. Maybe it was the nostalgia. The game looks and plays like WWF No Mercy on the Nintendo 64. And something about the arcade style jank pulled me in. But the moment I saw the trophy, Living the Wrestler's Life, I should have hit the ropes and walked out. To earn it, you have to complete Road to Elite 10 times. That's pretty much their story mode. 10 full playthroughs of the same mode. At first I thought, alright, that's doable. But man, did this get boring quick. Same matches, same cutscenes, same lines, just slightly shuffled depending on who you picked. By the 3rd run, I was bored. By the 6th run, I was numb. And by the 10th run, I was questioning everything. There wasn't any challenge, just pure repetition. It wasn't fun, it was exhausting. And when I finally unlocked the trophy, there was just relief. If this is the wrestler's life, I'm officially retired. And yeah, after this platinum, I can definitely say I'm never watching AEW. Marvel Rivals. Rage Uncaged. I've always loved team-based shooters. I've spent a lot of times on games like Overwatch in the past, so when Marvel Rivals dropped, I jumped in right away. The fast-paced movement, flashy abilities, and the amount of heroes available to play at launch was amazing. I ended up logging over 100 hours on the PS5 version. Some of that was just messing around in quick play and running ranked matches, but when I started trophy hunting this game, there was one trophy in particular that ate up more time than any other. It was called Rage Uncaged. The requirement? Get 3 eliminations at the same time using Wolverine's ultimate. It sounds manageable until you actually try to pull it off. The problem is that Wolverine's ultimate is not the easiest to land. Especially on 3 people, you technically have to build up his rage by attacking players so that his ultimate hits harder. The problem is no one's going to stand there and let Wolverine beat up on them. So basically need 3 people to be bunched together, totally distracted, and willing to ignore the guy sprinting at them with claws, which shockingly never happens. Eventually I did what every broken trophy hunter does. I turned to Reddit. That's where I stumbled across a strategy I didn't even know was possible. You could queue into Doom Match with friends and basically cheese this thing. So I begged 3 of my friends to jump into a match with me. They stood there patient, like the heroes they are, while I popped my ultimate and prayed that it worked. It wasn't my proudest moment in trophy hunting, but it worked. And if you're stuck on this one, now you know the trick. Wolverine has always been one of my favorite characters, but after this trophy, I'm highly reconsidering that. The First Descendant. Slot maketh module. There's a special kind of pain that comes from chasing a broken trophy. The First Descendants had just launched, and like a lot of people, I jumped in early, optimistic, ready to dive into the grind. It was actually a really fun game with towering bosses. It was great. Most of my friends played for a few weeks but got bored with it and moved on to other games. But I was hooked. I wanted the platinum. The trophy that nearly broke me was called Slot Maketh Module. It requires me to assign 10 module socket types, which is a fancy way of saying upgrade your weapon 10 times. It sounds simple enough until you realize how much busy work it takes to get the item needed to try this. Sure, the game gives you a few at the start, but not nearly enough. I grinded for days, pushing closer and closer to that 10 that was required, and when I finally made the 10th upgrade, nothing. Because this trophy was bugged. Yay! I did it again, and then again. By my 11th and 12th attempts, I was losing faith. I had outlasted my friends, burned through every bit of enthusiasm I had left, and still nothing. That's when I saw it. In the in-game store, tucked away like a shiny little treasure, was a $10 bundle that had the exact item I needed. You need to understand that by this point, I was well over 80 hours into this game. I was desperate to hear that trophy pop. Now, I didn't want to spend real money on this, but I remembered something. The PlayStation app gives you reward points, and I had a couple saved over the years. I cashed most of my points in, and I bought the bundle from First Descendants. I gave the trophy one last try, and tell me how that damn trophy popped. This was literally the last trophy I needed for the platinum, and in that moment, I felt a lot of things. Shock is definitely a good word to use here. Definitely a bit of relief knowing I never had to touch this game again. A slight sense of victory, but mostly just the overwhelming realization that I had paid with time, energy, and technically money for a trophy that should have popped hours ago. At least I know, if the grind doesn't get you, the microtransactions will. Goat Simulator. The Flap Master. There are trophies that take time, there are trophies that take strategy, and then there are trophies that take your soul. Goat Simulator is a classic. It's a really goofy throwback that I used to play a lot back in the days, but it has a particular difficult trophy that's well known in the trophy hunting community. That's right, I'm talking about the trophy Flappy Goat. If you're old enough to remember Flappy Bird, it's the exact same thing. A pixelated nightmare of precision jumps and broken dreams. To unlock the Flap Master trophy, all you have to do is get a score of 10. 10? Should be simple, right? It was like the game could smell my confidence and punished me for it. You have to sit down at an arcade machine in the game and play it, and what followed was maybe one of the most rage-inducing experiences I've had trophy hunting. The hitboxes, they're totally unforgiving. The frame rate, questionable. My mental health, in shambles. I fell asleep in my gaming chair multiple times over the span of a few days trying to get this one. At one point, I just paused the game, stared at the screen, and just questioned everything. Do I even like goats? Why is the goat flying in between pipes? Maybe I should become an accountant. I wish I could tell you there's some secret trick that I finally found the rhythm or I entered some flappy trance. But no, one attempt, completely out of nowhere, I hit 10. I don't even remember celebrating this trophy. I was in pain, mentally, physically, emotionally. And then the trophy popped. Flap Master. I had done it, not with skill, not with grace, but with sheer sleep-deprived determination. And honestly, I still don't know if it was worth it. Looking back at these 5 trophies, yeah, they might have broken my spirit, but they also taught me something. They taught me that sometimes it's okay to walk away. Not every platinum is worth your sanity. Not every broken trophy deserves to be fixed, and not every challenge needs to be conquered. It's okay to set the controller down, take a deep breath and say, I'm good. I'm just kidding. I will absolutely continue to suffer for these trophies, and I'll post every painful second of them on here for you. Because this is the path I've chosen, and clearly I'm not well. So tell me, what's the one trophy that nearly broke you? Drop it in the comments below. Let's suffer together.